COVID edition of the Crafty Boys, where we have a full deck today. We have everyone's here. Everyone.
Yeah.
Including Julian, who's really having some technical problems, but that's okay. We love him anyway. So technical problems are technical, and they are also temporary. So tonight we did the Advent calendar, myself and Alan. We talked about the dark wheat beer called the Tiger Stripe. Is that right? Tiger something?
Yeah.
And it was all right. Couldn't complain.
Yeah, it was all right. Dark wheat
wasn't
ale.
Yeah, I mean, as Julian was pointing out, it's better for better for baking than for brewing, but that's okay because we survived, and here we are tonight to talk about beer some more. Surprise! And we did have an offer of $250 to smear peanut butter on our faces. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
Whoa!
So,
hey, question for Julian. If you can hear me, Julian.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. You're talking about beer in the bread. So me and the lady are looking at getting into trying that. So can you switch up liquid for beer on an equal basis?
All right.
He's writing his
response.
He's writing his response. And
the
answer the answer is yes. Wow.
Awesome.
Well, hey, I'm glad. So the beer tonight is all over the board. Alan has picked up one that I drank earlier. So I've turned into Locke. Yeah, I'm here for the show. How many beers have you had? 7. All right. Did you drink the one that we were going to do on the show? Yes. Okay. Was it good? I don't remember. All right. Good. Even Locke's very, very small reviews are better than mine. If I were to talk for an hour about the beer. So the beer, Locke, you actually are next on the list. What is the beer you're drinking this evening?
Right. Okay. This evening I am drinking Nickelbrook's Metalhead.
Metalhead. All right.
So,
it's an IPA, of course, which...
So this is a double IPA.
Nice.
The figure on the front, curiously, is a head that is not normally known to be made out of metal. If you look at it, it looks like an Easter Island head.
It does with the headset.
With a headset and a mohawk, which reminded kind of the only metalhead in the Canadian music scene that I can think of that looks kind of like that guy is what's his face from Annihilator, the guitarist. And so I wearing my Annihilator shirt to kind of help celebrate that fact.
Excellent.
I actually, so speaking of Annihilator, there was a period of time when the bartender at my local, which was the Two Parrots, was the lead singer from Annihilator. And this is funny because I didn't know that he was the lead singer from Annihilator for, I don't know, probably the first half year that I was drinking there. And occasionally the subject of Annihilator would come up and I'd be like, yeah, Annihilator. Yeah, I like those guys. Oh, I see you're wearing an Annihilator shirt. That's cool. And then finally, just an exasperation, he's like, do you know that I'm a member of Annihilator? And I'm like, really? I in the 80s.
He's sitting there going, "Ah, man, made a fan, all right." And then after a while, he's like, "This guy's
I got updated on the latest shit, and oh my god, his stuff is great. Yeah, Dave Padden, very good guy. And for that matter, David Corey lives next to the drummer, so Annihilator kind of filter in and out of this crowd a little bit, it seems. But anyway, let's try the beer because, I cheated. I've already had this before. It's fucking fantastic. This is the kind of beer that you drink when you actually want to get fucking drunk.
Hey, is it? The face looks amazing. You look amazed.
There's something a little bit Blue Bridge-ish about this.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
okay. I know what he's talking about.
It's got that background note of mosquito repellent and a flavor that otherwise could be an easy drinking, quaffable beer. Yeah. So that. So let's see if there's any further details to talk about here. Yeah. So it's 9% alcohol.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
It is 85 international beer units.
Excellent.
oh wow.
And let's see. The malts are Carafoam, flaked wheat, and Pilsner. The hops are Citra, Simcoe, and I don't even know how to pronounce it. Equinot? Equinot? Is that how you say it?
Why not?
I imagine Julian would be able to correct me on that if he were able to do pronunciation.
Yes.
Yes, but he can't pronounce it because he's right now silent. The yeast is California ale yeast, contains wheat and barley. So not strictly Reinskobalt
Okay.
stuff, but yeah, this is, as I said, it's deadly but quaffable.
Deadly but quaffable.
Nice.
All right. So Julian, you did show us you showed us your beer at some point earlier. Would you like to show us again there? So basically, we've got some Beldam Old World Pilsner, which I think I've had before somewhere.
I've never had this.
Okay, for a woman called Beldam, she looks like a crone.
Does actually, yeah. So crossing paths with a something is believed unlucky with a what?
This looks like
A crone.
This is
Does it say crone? Oh, okay. Oh, a crone. Okay, sorry. It's a bit dark. Stooped to toothless with a extraterrestrial specter. What is that? No, it's just blurry. Back the can up a little bit, sir. Back the can. There we go.
Yeah.
Hospitality, who with her gaze and see wisdom and other stuff and creation and
Wow, that's a
nightmare
lot of words.
and pour her a glass that is bright and this is bright. And, I don't know. Then she's gonna
Good health.
take you to bed. So there you go.
Ugh. Look at that. Ugh.
So and now of course we end off here with Dave's entry into the day. What tea are you drinking tonight, Dave?
Yeah. Whoop. This is licorice.
A licorice tea. All right. Okay.
Oh,
It's actually freaking good. If you guys are down with licorice flavors.
Oh
it's
yeah,
a good
totally.
call.
Yeah. I can't complain at all.
I have had some very awesome Finnish chocolate it's like chocolate filled with salted licorice.
Mm.
What? Where did you find this? I need to have this.
Finland.
Oh,
Finnish.
That's a good place to find Finnish chocolate.
Sorry?
That's probably a good place to find Finnish chocolate.
hey, we have a really cool shop. Where is it? Johnson, I think. It's English and European import. Alan, you may know what I'm talking about. I don't know if
I think I do. I've never actually
Handy
been
guy.
there myself, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They got a silly amount of selection of all kinds of stuff. I think it's mostly UK, but I think they've got some stuff from parts other. It's is it Johnson, Alan? I can't remember.
I want to say Yates actually, but
Yates. Okay, it's kind of in the neighborhood of Market Square.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody know if English Cadbury's is still like a universe better than American Cadbury's?
I'm not sure.
Like English Cadbury's and American Cadbury's are like two totally different chocolates.
yes, they are.
Cadbury's is fantastic. American Cadbury's is like Hershey's.
I had a British Cadbury bar. I want to say 10 know, 5 years ago, and it was spectacular.
It
I don't
must
know
have
if you
been
can get
remember
that
it 5
local.
years later.
So good.
Yeah.
That's pleasing to hear.
So tonight I am rocking a beer because I said to Shane, what are you drinking tonight? And he sent me a message. Oh, I got this and this. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go and look for those things. And I found one of them. And I brought it home and I said, I got this one. And he's like, oh, I already drank it.
Yeah, you see, I had one of those social gatherings where you meet with people when
During
you are-
COVID?
no, like on virtual online. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Julian. Sorry. And so basically, what you do is you meet with them online and then you drink beer. And
Okay.
that beer was the one that spoke to me the most. So the I gotta say, I give it up for Nutty Uncle because it is a beer that I particularly have enjoyed. I think
Haven't
we
we
discovered
done
it.
that
What
before?
it started a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's been around for longer than that, but we did it on the show a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so it was a holiday beer that so it was holiday time. So
it's a seasonal. It comes out from Dead Frog Brewing only once in a while. It is a peanut butter stout, and when I had it a couple of years ago, I actually felt like I needed to scrape the peanut butter off of the roof of my tongue.
So
yeah, it was surprisingly good.
if it comes up later in the evening, you could potentially rub some of that on your face.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
If somebody is
If Pogmaster or
bucks.
I think it was
US.
Pogmaster. Yeah, I think if he comes back, I have $250 US. We're very detailed Canadians. And tonight for the beer that I'm drinking this one, which apparently has just recently come out. It is called come on, computer. It is called the Crangerine Dream. It's a cranberry tangerine beer created by the masters over at Phillips Brewing, and it has a really nice can. It's very pretty. It is trying to beam out, but I won't let it. So there you go.
Nice.
I thought originally it was
Rock reference there.
and I don't even have a glass. What the hell is wrong with me? Hang on one second. I got my glass.
Oh my God, who's running this show here? Come on, Shane. Anyway, I'll get back to the Uncle Nutty. So it tastes like I remember it a couple of years ago. Very strong peanutty kind of flavor. It's got this sweetness to it. It's very good, very satisfying, incredible mouthfeel. I'm really enjoying it. I would certainly get this again, and I would stock up on this because it's seasonal and it's not available all year round. And it's in cans this year. This is the first year I've seen it in cans.
Yeah, normally it's in the big bomber bottles. So.
The only thing I think that could make this better would be a touch of chocolate flavoring to it, so you get that chocolate and peanut butter, like Reese peanut butter kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely heavy on the peanut butter.
I would love that. Love to try that.
So there's my pour. Oh, wow. That is a citrus bomb in your nose. Hey, Peanut Gallery, would you like some of this beer? Here you go. The Peanut Gallery has now taken the can away. So, I'm going to now try this beer because I'm very curious. Here we go. That is awfully close to like you're drinking a Radler.
Is that a
5%
good
alcohol.
thing or bad?
International beer units are pretty low. Doesn't say.
What's the ABV?
5%. But the I like that. It's a very light taste, which I like. I'm enjoying that.
Okay, cool.
So overall, Phillips,
Thumbs up.
okay. There was a thumbs up for the Peanut Gallery.
Nice.
So there you go. Hey, rock on. So boys, it's been a whole week since we really hung out for more than 5 minutes. So
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Don't go any further. So Julian has come up with a mechanism by which he can type things at us.
Yes.
We still have not heard from Julian as to what this Krone beer.
Oh, right.
What?
Julian, tell us what it is, and we'll relay the messages to the audience.
So he is typing right now. Julian is typing in his message, and we'll read it out.
It appears that he's typing really fast, Alan. I don't really know exactly what his words per minute are, but I understand that he is a seasoned veteran in the usage of a typewriter.
Well, I think there could be a delay in getting it since he's using probably a 300 baud modem.
Oh,
And I think
so
messages come through.
Oh, it says that it is an excellent pill. I have been drinking it for years.
oh, indeed, really.
Nursing that can, are ya?
It cures cancer, and when you drink it,
Really?
women fall out of the ceiling to cuddle you to bed. Our neighbor upstairs. Oh, this is a beer made by Ray, who is a guy who lives in the building. Locke, you've met him, of course. Ray being a guy.
No idea. I always imagined it was R-A-A-Y, but it's R-E-I, is it?
Yes, it's R-E-I. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Basically, oh, hey, Dave. So basically, yeah. So I taught him to brew years ago. Yeah, so he's now a brewing guy at Strange Fellows Brewing on Clark there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So wait a second, Shane.
So Julian takes all the credit for his skills.
But Shane, you taught him, or no, Julian taught.
Julian taught him.
Oh, okay, all right.
I was reading. Okay, here. Let me do it again. I'll read out what he said, but I'll do it in a Julian imitation. He's a pro. So that's like the worst imitation I could ever come up with. But sometimes late at night when Julian and I have been hanging out and a lot of other people, that it turns into that. I just fall asleep. But question. One cool story that has popped out of this particular week that I found very interesting was this little story here about, I'm going to put it in the chat there for you guys in the back. Basically, it is a Wuhan virus lockdown has been captured in what it means to be a brewer in Wuhan, China during the coronavirus. So just going to bring this up on the screen for everyone to enjoy because, that's how we roll. So basically, what this brewery is doing is that they are trying to document the whole lockdown by brewing beer, but using the cans to actually tell a story about what has occurred during the whole experience. So for this past year. So I think it's a really great idea. I think I'll let you guys read the story, but essentially there's, as you can see, there's on here on the can, there's a bunch of photographs of different healthcare workers and things like that. And I gather there's a lot of poetry in it. So I kind of like that. I think that's a cool idea. And I certainly hope that kind of thing.
In a country where there's suspicions that speech is quashed sometimes, saying it with beer. Beer.
Does beer make everything better in terms of sharing stories?
Yes. Yes.
And Julian also agrees. Yes. Dave?
Oh, no question. Not
Cool.
at all.
What? Yeah.
Not at all?
So,
okay.
Anybody else kind of like surprised that Wuhan has a craft brewing thing?
No.
Yeah.
No?
This has been going on for craft brewing is something that people have been aware of internationally for like a decade. So the fact that it would have caught on faster in Wuhan, China than in Ontario is totally normal. It is exactly what you would expect.
Okay.
Not picking up
All
any
right.
bitter there at all.
I'm just surprised. I didn't think that China would be a huge beer.
China. Here's the thing about China. China has a very good attitude about the marketplace. For all that they're nominally communist, that's a country that invented capitalism, and fundamentally, they are the world's workshop. Any product that anybody can make anywhere else on the planet, China will look at, reverse engineer, and build cheaper overnight. That is their program. That is what they do, and that is their value proposition. And it's taken them a very long way. It's something that I frankly think Canadians could learn from.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. And I just want to point out that Julian has commented that craft beer is booming in China. Local breweries here send kegs to China. Yeah, I don't know if I can pronounce all that and not butcher it. So
Tsingtao.
Qingdao, yeah.
Tsingtao, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
but yeah, no, that's actually kind of cool. I mean, like we were talking about last week, a little bit was how many breweries have actually opened during COVID. They've actually started operations rather than closing them down, like a lot have been doing.
Yeah.
So, but also this week, Great Lakes Brewing, Talking Dog Brewing in Alberta. Also, blah, 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 hang on, what is it? Cabin Brewing, and there's another brewery that I cannot remember the name of, but essentially, they're releasing all these beers because their anniversaries happen to fall closer around this time of year. So there's some that have released like 4 or 5 beers. One of them has released 12 beers. Whitewater Brewing has released a mystery pack of 12 beers for the Christmas season to celebrate themselves as well. But Penticton has welcomed a new player in the game, Neighborhood Brewing. Penticton is one of those places we're going to have to go when we take this show on the road. So we're going to have to add that to our list.
Can I just say I love Penticton? I went there in the summer, and I probably feel different about it in the winter. But in the summer, it's a happening town. They've got some nice breweries, not a lot of breweries, but they got some. The ones that they have are really, really nice, including what do they got? Tin Whistle.
Tin Whistle.
Tin Whistle.
A Bad Tattoo.
Is that one of them?
In Penticton?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, you are right. And also the one, what's that? Cannery. They've got Cannery. I think they got a couple others as well. A lot of wineries. Great hiking, swimming. If you enjoy being outdoors, it's the place to be.
Unlike here.
Well, I mean, no, here is good too, but Penticton was really nice. Like if I was going to move anywhere and live somewhere other than Victoria, I'd probably choose Penticton.
Really, over like Castlegar.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Or Nelson. I've heard Nelson.
Yeah,
Evidently
thank you, Julian.
not a skier.
By the way, Julian has commented about the whole idea of opening a brewery at this time of year during a COVID experience. And he says that it's a really good way to turn $1 million into 200,000, which is true. Opening a brewery is not cheap. I mean, this is why we haven't done it because, we're busy doing other stuff.
Do it. That's kind of
No question here. Is Julian right now on the Sunshine Coast?
No, he's about 70 feet that direction.
Okay.
Julian actually returned to the city about a week or so ago because he has to continue his stripping career. And there's no stripping on the island, as it were. So I wanted to bring up another little heartwarming story because Locke, you might know about this. Possibly. But essentially, a brewery was saved recently in Toronto. They're called the Swan Dive in this area of the Toronto area there, Brockton Village. I don't know where that is. So
Yeah, I'll be honest and say I don't either.
but anyway, they actually put out an online request to help save them from going under, and people showed up and bought everything, saving them from having to close their doors. So I got to say that gives me it warmed the cockles of my heart. So So yeah. Sorry, you were going to say, Locke?
I'm just saying, Christmas words from,
Christmas words. Ah, yes.
Dickens.
And also another story I thought was a really bizarre thing, which I somehow knew but didn't know, is that Foster's is actually going to start releasing their beer in Australia.
What?
I don't believe this story, but apparently, I mean, I trust the Guardian. They're a decent online source of news.
Yeah, all the Aussies I know, they all drink Forex.
So apparently this beer that's been around for more than 100 years was never really a thing in Australia.
So do you guys remember the movie Crocodile Dundee?
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah,
Okay, so like when they started off the movie and they're in Walkabout Creek in Australia, they got that little sort of dive bar. They're all drinking Fosters, apparently.
Yep.
So how
they're
much
saying that
then
was a
did they
lie?
pay for that placement?
Beer advertisements. Product.
No, I get it, but I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I had assumed many eons ago that Foster's was released. But again, it's kind of like here, I guess, if we made Budweiser and never had it here as a product, really. We shipped it overseas. I mean, doesn't Mexico does that with excuse me, what is that beer that comes out of Mexico? The Corona, yeah. That
not
apparently
the Corona.
the
Just Corona.
Corona beer is apparently again something that is made for export. It's not really a local beer. That the local beer is another one that I cannot remember the name to. But I see it in the beer store once in a while. But essentially, yeah. So if we made now, if the Crafty Boys were to make a beer that we were going to ship overseas exclusively, we would never have it in our country here. What would we make, and what would it be called?
Maple Beaver Tail.
Maple Beaver Tail. Beaver Tail. Okay.
Okay, Shane is done.
I've had a good evening. The hard and deep IPA from Julian. Okay, yeah. Locke.
Get back to me.
Okay.
Well, I gotta go back. I've mentioned this 2 weeks in a row. The Tim Hortons double coffee stout or coffee porter.
Coffee porter.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to call it Slapshot.
So, okay.
Slapshot. Julian has one here. One Sailing White IPA. Which you wouldn't get unless you went to the island at some point.
In the fairy line. Da, 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 da. It's so fucking hard. I think you're going to die in the fairy line. We got washrooms on our mind. Anyway. I think that was one of the
log driver's waltz.
The what?
The log driver's waltz.
Log driver's waltz. That's nice. I like that. Now, think of those names of those beers that you want to make. Would you create them? Would you keep them in the country as an exclusive product for Canadians, or would you exclusively ship it overseas, or at least over the border?
Well, the thing is, with these Canadian beers, I don't think anybody would really be interested in the ones that we have mentioned, except for Canadians. Like if you tried to sell a Tim Hortons double coffee stout or porter to anywhere other than Canada, they're going to be like, what's a Tim Hortons double?
Yeah, but Tim Hortons is also a U.S. conglomerate now, isn't it?
Actually, I think it's owned by Brazilians.
Is it owned by Brazilians now?
I think it's a Brazilian conglomerate. I'm not sure. I thought that was what I heard last. Locke,
Yeah, maybe I'd call it polite dogging, and it would have a dog sled on the front.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you call it like sort of like Mountie, I don't know. Something.
Not to you. Everybody knows what the best university name to have on your credential in Canada is. It's Mount Allison.
Okay, so I'm actually looking this up. Two Dogs Fucking Ale. Yes, that's right.
There we are.
Okay, I'm looking up who actually owns. On August 26, 2014, Burger King agreed to purchase Tim Hortons for $11 billion. They became a subsidiary of the Canadian holding company Restaurant Brands International, which is majority owned by Brazilian investment firm 3G Capital. So there you go. I gotta say, I did not know that. I don't know why I didn't know that, but is Tim Hortons really a Canadian thing anymore?
No, it's Brazilian.
Well, aside from it actually being a Brazilian ownership, but is it still a symbol of Canadian culture?
Well, I think it is.
The name Tim Horton speaks to hockey, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's nothing without the Canadian market. Yeah, okay.
But I would say that connection to hockey is lost on a lot of Canadians today. If you're not a hockey fan, or if you're too young to know who Tim Horton was as a hockey player, then that connection is lost.
As I've said before, I'm sort of more Tim Hunter anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, as Julian says, because he's been dead since 1974. So interesting. I have a funny, well, not a funny story. It's kind of a grim story. So Tim Horton died in a car accident, right?
I think so, yeah.
Killed in a car accident on the
QEW.
Yeah. I believe I've heard that it was in a white Porsche.
Yeah, that's how you would die on the QEW. Yeah, in a white Porsche.
Okay. So the first Tim Hortons opened in Victoria, I want to say like 1984-ish, something like that. It was at the
February 21st, 1974. Sorry.
It was at the where's that place? It was over by Town and Country Shopping Center. It's still there, actually. Anyway, really? The day that it opened, there was a white Porsche parked out in front.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
The car he actually lost control of was a... Okay, I'm putting this in the chat mainly because I don't know what this kind of vehicle
Julian,
is.
near the Great Peeler Bar at the Red Lion, which actually
closed some time ago.
There's no Peeler bars in Victoria.
Really? There's no strip clubs in Victoria anymore. Yeah, there's none. The rumor is, of course, that they're
going to reopen Monty's. That's
Monty
here.
No, the building that Monty's was in burned down.
Yeah,
it was actually set. The guy who owned it, didn't he set fire to it?
No. Okay, so there was a caretaker of it who has gone missing. So the building has burnt down to the ground. There's nothing left of it. They can't find the caretaker. He either died in the building. Huh?
Oh yeah, the building was leveled.
When the fuck happened?
Last year or the year before?
Holy shit! Okay, I apparently didn't catch all of that.
So the caretaker either died in the fire and they never found his remains, or he got paid off to burn it to the ground and
fucked off.
Yeah. Huh. Because it was there was some sort of legalities that the owner wanted to do some stuff with the building, and there was some issue with permits and all that kind of stuff. And I think he just decided to do an end run around and pay off the guy to burn it to the ground and, go enjoy your life somewhere else.
It burned down in May of 2019.
Yeah. Huge fire, and it actually affected a lot of businesses around that area. Like a lot of the businesses had to close for extended periods.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. I'm actually.
It was too hot, yes, Julian.
It's too hot to handle. Apparently, yeah, there has been really no news.
Apparently, there's a stripper vacuum in Victoria.
Yes. There is no Fox.
The Fox closed.
Monty's closed years ago, right?
Yeah, no, it was out of business for a while.
You know, I stopped in once in a while.
The Fox is gone. What was the other one?
That was it. There was only Monty's and Fox.
Okay. If you take the Island Highway north, there's a place that.
If you're talking about the Galaxy,
is that the one?
Just south of
advertising.
That's gone too.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a hole in the market, boys. The Crafty Boys Stripperama.
That's where the future is. We need to become...
Hey, what was Back to the Future? What was Biff Tannen's? Was it Biff? Was it just called Biff's? I thought it was a.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was just called Biff's.
We should just call it Biff's.
Which is interesting. So the hotel in Back to the Future 2, that was actually a hotel in Vegas that they had gone, and I don't know, they cut and pasted it onto the film.
Yeah,
I actually went and saw it.
As you would do, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So so there you go. There's a hole in the market, boys. The Crafty Boys should step up and start a strip club brewery.
Okay, so let me just say this. There is no gap between craft brewing in Victoria and craft brewing in Portland, Oregon, except that craft brewing in Victoria is slightly better. There is a massive gap in the strip clubs.
Yes.
Portland, Oregon has the highest concentration of strippers in North America.
Wow.
Victoria doesn't even have one strip club. We need to take beer credentials down to Portland and find people who are, upset by the Biden government, because that's going to happen, and make them come to Victoria.
Can I tell you guys about a business idea that I think would be like hugely successful? So a few years ago, there was this fad, and I think it's still kind of popular, of women going and doing pole dancing as like an exercise kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But they tend to dress, kind of, skimpy for it. I mean, they're not like completely naked or anything, but I mean, so what I had an idea of is you buy one building, divide it in half, put a stripper exercise. A pole dancing exercise class on one, put like a one-way mirror down, and then a bar on the other side.
Seating on the other side.
Yeah.
So that's the business plan.
It's gold.
Actually, I'm surprisingly. I mean, I know I'm playing a bit of a character thing, right? Like I act more outrageous than I normally would be in real life. But I've got to say, this is an idea that I actually think could have legs.
He means that literally,
and other facets. But no, like this is part of what's wrong with our culture, is that we don't take advantage of opportunities for men to do what men do and women to do what women do, and for us to do them separately, but both conjoyously. You see what I mean? Like a celebration of women showing off on exercise equipment on the one hand, mostly showing off to other women, if we're to be honest. But with the male gaze, adding extra zest to their exercises and giving them encouragement for their realization. You know, like I think this is a really good idea, and I think somebody should do something about it.
And
I agree.
students, yeah, I mean, originally I kind of thought that, the students doing the pole classes wouldn't know that there's a one-way mirror there. But maybe you could,
This idea gets better and better.
They know.
You could tell them.
Better if they know. It's better if they know.
Better that they know, and the bar patrons can tip the student that they like
Which
the
goes to
boat.
discounts against their gym membership.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
This is a real thing. I think this is something that we should pursue. This is the way forward. This is the way to mend some of the tears that have happened.
Here is he made a comment. He's like, warning, Dr. Smith, lawsuits. Warning.
No. There will be no lawsuits. This is something that is as long as it's done consensually and in full view of.
I have a perfect example. If you walk into the Big Rock Brewery down the street from us here, you walk in, there's the restaurant and these big glass walls that look into the brewing area. So there you go. You have the brewing
You don't
area.
have to ask
is
the beer
is
for
the
permission to watch
exactly.
them brew.
You have the classes being done. Where the brewery is. So you're making new talent, and you have the professionals in the where the restaurant area is. I see this idea working out. Yet I am surprised that Julian just accused Locke of being on glue. So I gotta say, so 9% glue. Okay, yeah.
So the problem is that we've kind of publicized this idea out in the public domain.
No.
Locke, get on that trademark. We need that trademark now.
This is a societal benefit. If somebody takes the charge on this other than us, bless
somebody
them.
who can actually make
Very
it
good.
work.
And we can call it like Poland beer.
Because
A Poland a beer.
where it will get complicated is with your gender complicated people, because you're going to get guys who want to get into their thong and go ride the thingamajig, and you're going to have lesbians on the other side, on the bar side, eating cheeseburgers, going, yeah, that chick's got a fat ass, because there's multiple ways, balances of engagement here, right? Is there not? Is there not?
Julian is questioning why you would like to have men
I'm
in
not saying I'd
thongs
like to.
sliding down poles in a brewery.
I'm not saying I'd like to. I'm saying it's inevitable. Look at the
To be honest, I have no problem.
What millennials are like? Do you not?
That might be true. I mean, male, female, transgendered, whatever. If you want to mount the pole,
millennials are confused.
Go to it.
They don't know whether they have a PP or a veggie. They don't. They're not sure about that because it's confusing for them. As a generation, they're very, they're under a lot of.
This is millennials.
Millennials, yeah, they're under a lot of pressure because they don't understand anything because of the way that we're raised, and so as a result, they're confused about gender and need to add extra sort of caveats to each piece, right? But in any event, it's all fine.
Julian feels that you have a condescending tone in your description there.
No, not condescending at all. I think very highly of millennials. They're capable of many things. I haven't seen one yet, but of the things that they're likely to accomplish when they grow up, I imagine that it'll be excellent.
By the way, We actually have had somebody say hello to us in the chat there, boys.
VSD FFFDV, which
This
rolls
is-
off the tongue very, very naturally.
Yeah.
Says,
I
hi,
was going to
guys.
say it. Hey, do you have a beer tonight? And are you drinking it? And if you are, what is it? Tell us about it.
We're not going
So-
to be silent. Typing
So
response.
basically, this entire idea has legs, and we hope somebody pulls it off
Hmm.
because it has.
I think it
some,
should be us. We
Yeah,
need to come up with an idea to get rich. Like, we got to get rich.
Okay,
from
well,
this.
hey, that we've got a perfectly good idea on the table. What would we call it? Sliding down poles in a brewery in thongs.
No. It's
Nope,
too.
that's a bit
it's
long, a
gotta
bit
be
long
something
name.
more catchy. See, what I had envisioned is you'd have two separate businesses that kind of complement each other, right?
Okay, well then.
So
so,
originally, the women going into the pole dancing class wouldn't know.
or men,
Huh?
or men,
I
thong
guess.
dong brewing. Thank you, Julian. Oh no, VSD FFFDV is only 14 years old, so probably would only be drinking a Bud Light. Not judging you at all. If you're only 14, then you probably should wait. Because here's the thing: when you're young and you drink beer, the taste buds don't really appreciate it. It's when you get a bit older,
So
that's when I found beer more interesting when I was like midway through my 20s.
yeah, for sure. VSD VFFDV, whatever, says, I don't know what y'all talk about. So I'm going to suggest that this person's American.
It would sound like that. But here you go. Here's what happened. So tonight's topic has been all over the place, but we essentially have landed on the fact that we'd like to have a brewery combined with a strip club. No, sorry, not a strip club.
No.
A
No,
pole
not a
dancing
strip club.
education center.
Size.
Yes, an exercise thing.
Thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So hey,
I'm
if
good
you
with it.
have any ideas of how to pull this off, do let us know in the chat because
And sell thongs.
Yes, and sell thongs.
Well,
Julia's really on about this
Branded.
whole male thong thing. So
Yeah.
Women ever
just
get,
saying.
do women ever get competitive?
Do women
Yeah?
get competitive? Yeah, are
Apparently,
you
yes.
kidding?
Right, exactly. So how much more competitive are they going to be at their exercises when they know that the male gaze, in postmodern terms, is, like reaffirming that they should be kicking ass or, flexing ass or whatever it is.
Right. Okay, so everyone should be kicking ass. I mean, we're all suffering through yes, flexing ass. Yes, what is it with Julian and guy butts? You're obsessed.
You
with
do
topic.
get a little upset about that, but I guess what I'm saying is, if you get a bunch of chicks and they all sort of know that they're here to work out, but that there are guys watching, how much harder are they going to work out? This is the same principle as guys going to yoga programs. That's what I do. And I'll tell you what, when you're in a room full of women who are all like saying things like namaste, and they're all like able to do all of the exercises like effortlessly, and you're there sweating your ass off, you fight a lot fucking harder than you do if you've got some fucking asshole jock telling you like, well, dude, you got to do more reps. Yeah, that's not motivating. Hot chicks looking better than me, I'm not going to fucking stand for that. So I'm going to fucking outperform them, aren't I? Right?
Well, it's like during that I've forgotten the Rush documentary that came out say 10 years ago. Where you face it, Locke, you want a woman who can crack you like a beetle. I mean, basically, they asked.
I don't even know what that.
Oh, there you go. They were asked, why were they still doing, why were they still a band, almost 40 years on at the time, and the response was chicks. That's what they wanted. They wanted to. you know, these guys are in their, in their late 50s, early 60s at this point, and they're like, chicks are still the motivator for kicking ass on stage. So
That was probably Alex that answered the question.
it was actually, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Alex answered the question. But yeah, I'm still sad about Neil Peart though. So I can't think of Rush all that often. So I still I'm sad.
Mm.
And it's all Dave's fault.
Screw you, Dave.
I'll be honest, I never really. I mean, this is a difficult remark for a Canadian, but I never really liked Rush that much.
They are definitely an acquired taste. But well, actually, VSD FFF DVs has actually made a good point. That's why they're cheerleaders in almost every sport. So maybe that's the attitude to go with. That if you are going to be competitive, you have to have people around you that make you work harder. Like for whatever the reasons are irrelevant. I mean, the obvious ones are like, I need to look more attractive, or that person's really attractive. But the reality is, it still gets you motivated, right?
And that's a really astute comment from a 14-year-old.
It's true.
Kid's on the right fucking track, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. You're going
VSD,
places.
FFF,
FFFDV.
I just hope I need to be able to pronounce this. Like,
I think he's going to go. He or she is going to go far. But VSD FFFDV needs to consider a name change.
NBA camp in 2021 in Toronto. What do you mean? There's a camp actually happening? An NBA camp happening in Toronto?
They're all going to bring their tents and
elaborate. Lock.
This would be
champ. Oh, he's saying that Toronto Raptors are going to be the NBA champs in 2021.
Ah, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Did they do that well?
Of course, they were champs last year. They weren't this year. I mean, I think they'll probably be in the running.
How far did the NBA actually get this year?
Well, and that's just the thing, right? It's like they did this whole bubble thing. It was weird. And I don't really follow the NBA too much myself. But they did the same thing as the NHL did, where they did like a bubble. And I don't know.
Did it work?
Yeah, I think it worked for what it was. It allowed them to finish their season and award a champion. But baseball didn't do the bubble thing, and they probably should have.
I thought that the NHL thing worked quite well. I mean, for basically saying you have two cities.
Weirded out by the extent to which baseball has become an indoor sport.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, was that not invented as an outdoor sport?
Oh, of course it was.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess my point is, like, the extent to which they micromanage the season. I mean, it's
okay. It's a fair comment. But Dave, if you were to watch a sport from beginning to end, season start to season end, pretend there's no COVID.
Be back. Need another beer.
What sport would it be for you? And if you don't say the CFL, I'll tell Allie.
CFL.
Hey, I always thought it was amusing. An old boss of mine, he was a Californian transplant, told me he preferred CFL. Believe it or not.
I've actually heard that several times too, where the CFL being compared to the NFL, sure, they have very, very similar rules. They're, almost identical, but the fact that the field in Canada is bigger and requires you to run more than to pass. It's sorry. Pass more than run? I have it backwards? Well, that shows you how much I know about the CFL. But and a lot more kicking. Yes, that's true, Julian. So, I gotta say, I prefer watching CFL football, and if I were to watch the NFL, I'd probably be bored, and I would be disappointed that the sport wasn't as good as it could be. But again, our sport is hockey, and up here supposedly, and supposedly. But the national sport here is lacrosse. Why are we not talking more about lacrosse in this world?
VSD FFDV wants to know what we think about the Golden State Warriors.
Ooh.
So the Golden State, I'll start. Golden State, again, not a huge NBA fan, but I do watch, follow the results and everything on Sports Center and all that kind of stuff. The Golden State Warriors, I think they were, well, of course, they were really strong for a few years there. I think they've had their time. I think they're kind of in sort of the downswing. I guess it depends on who they bring in, but I think they're kind of their day in the spotlight is done.
I mean, for me, the Golden State Warriors, I mean, I really like it when they hit the puck really hard.
It depends on what inning they're in, right?
Yeah, exactly. What inning they're in. How many is it? This 5 or 10 ends? I never really understand.
We're a bunch of Canadians, VSD, FFDV.
That's the game with the really.
We don't really kind
net,
of follow a lot of basketball, but hockey. Yeah,
which is ironic because you know that a Canadian invented the game. Yeah.
Well, yes, but in the U.S. He was Canadian, yes, but he was in the U.S. when he invented it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I seem to recall there was a Heritage Minute about that.
There was. Indeed.
So, what? Any final words on the beer that we had this evening? Locke, you just cracked open another one. What? Julian is. Oh, Julian's onto a shot. No. Oh, I thought it was a shot. Sorry, it was small enough. Oh, okay, all right. So Locke, what is your beer? Your final word? I mean, you've had it before, so you probably like it anyway. Yeah. Okay. Julian, the beer that you've had this evening, you enjoyed it? Waiting for it. Very civilized. Excellent. Now, Alan, your beer this evening?
A winner as always. I'll probably get this again before Christmas, but
I'm leaning in that direction.
Yeah.
The beer that I've had this evening, I've enjoyed immensely. The Crangerine Dream by Phillips Brewing, the Cranberry Tangerine Ale.
Nice.
Quite good. And Dave, you had tea this evening because you are recovering from penile surgery. For those who don't know, Dave has had 17 penises attached to his body. So there you go. Which, by the way, VSD FFFDV has a comment about some of the players for the State Warriors. Alan, your thoughts?
Well, yeah. I mean, Stephen Curry obviously is, huge. Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, which I believe is a Canadian product. I believe.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, they can still win a championship. But will they? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm just going to have to follow some more.
Tell him to come back. He is, I do believe, as well. Okay. Tell VSD FFDV, I want you to, I'm assuming you're from like the San Francisco area or something like that. So maybe look into, like the San Jose Sharks or something, hockey, and then come back next week. No, Indiana.
Oh, Indiana.
What's it?
We named the dog Indiana.
What NHL team is close to Indiana? Where is Indiana?
No idea.
I have no idea. Something with a puck.
some team that uses a puck.
He doesn't know either. I don't know either. Okay, so there's the he's gonna check. So there's the Carolina Hurricanes, which are in Raleigh.
Indiana Ice.
Columbus Blue Jackets, Julian says, which is in Columbus.
Oh, the Columbus Blue.
Ohio.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Columbus. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Indiana does not have an NHL team. They are a what? The Indianapolis Ice are a CHL IHL team.
IHL still exists.
Apparently. Oh no! They died off in
folded.
2001. Oh no! Wait,
Yeah.
the Indianapolis Ice even folded too. Okay, never mind. It completely ignored me. I thought this was a thing. So, and Locke died. So on that note, just because the NHL team doesn't exist in Indiana doesn't mean they have professional hockey. The state's most of a pro hockey team is Fort Wayne Comets, which established it to do. Oh, go
Comets.
Go Comets. All right. So thank you all for coming by today. And we will see you next week for our 9:30 show, Pacific Standard. And of course, we are also doing the Advent calendar, which means that myself and Alan will be again here tomorrow around what, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock,
Yeah,
8:30,
something like
somewhere
that.
in there.
When we get around.
Who knows, where we'll be talking about the Advent calendar beer. We were drinking 24 beer
In 24 days.
So there you go. So thank you. Oh, wait a second. As Locke comes back into the fold.
Mm.
So Locke, we're actually just shutting it off. So thank you for coming back. But we'll see you all guys next week. And of course, tomorrow as well. And the next day. And the next day. Until Christmas Eve. And Alan and I will die. And as always, Alan, take us out.